This is the new story called Heavenly Demon's Descendant. In the start of the chapter, we see many dead people on the ground. Someone thinks, I had thought I would never feel powerless again. I had thought it would be different this time around. But this is how it ends. He remembers his past where his mom got eaten by a dinosaur. He thinks what the other bastards had said was right. Someone who is as untalented as I am will not be able to achieve much no matter what I do. Even if I put my life into training, I can only become a B rank. An S rank? No, I won't be able to attain A rank. But, do you know this? Even so, because I'm an idiot, I won't give up, even in a shitty situation like this. So, you won't be able to make it out of here alive either. He jumps to attack the dinosaur. Dinosaur pushed him back, but we saw the dinosaur get injured. He is also very injured and thinks, I can no longer use my arm. But, I've dealt critical damage to it too. In that case, he jumps to attack it again even though he is very injured. He holds the sword in his mouth and is about to attack the dinosaur while thinking, this is the last one. We see blue light appear and someone is in that light. Protagonist successfully lands the final attack and defeats the dinosaur. He is very injured and unable to move. A while ago, there are many people. One of them says, all right, give me your attention. I need to tell you this before we enter the gate. You've all seen the recent news, right? One person asks him, are you referring to the humanoid monster? People are talking with each other saying that it can turn any human into a mummy and such their mana. One arrogant-looking person says, yes, there will be a lot of people talking about that for a while, so everyone be careful. Especially you, Jin Suho. You need to be careful. He replies, yes, sir. That arrogant person says to him, you weren't offended by that, were you? You're the only B-rank hunter here, so I'm just more worried about you. I heard you were quite a good student in the past. Jin replies, not at all. He says, don't be humble. I heard you entered the best elite academy in our country as the top scorer. It's such an honor to have someone so brilliant going into a dungeon with us. Don't you all agree? He is making fun of Jin Suho. Jin thinks, how did I end up like this? At first, I thought I was talented. I thought I would be able to avenge my parents and go on to achieve much more. But no matter how hard I worked, it was impossible for me. It was as if someone had drawn a line on the ground and told me it was my limit. Every time fate ridiculed me, I console myself by telling myself to improve repeatedly. However, in the end, in this place, I have just come to realize again that this is my limit. That arrogant person asks him to move now, while making fun of him. Jin Suho thinks, this all means nothing now. Why am I obsessed with entering dungeons despite realizing my limits and getting looked down upon by others? That is probably because of my desire to get revenge, and my stubbornness to refuse to acknowledge my own limits. They're about to enter the dungeon. Jin Suho also entered the dungeon and thinks, a mutated gate. We see everyone is already saying, help me. They just enter the dungeon. A mutated gate, a disaster that only has 0.002% chance of occurring. That arrogant person is on the ground asking for help. Jin Suho thinks it was also the disaster that took my mother's life 10 years ago. Is that why I don't want to lose to it? Bring it on. And flashback in like this. Dinosaur is defeated and Jin Suho is crying. Jin Suho thinks, what the hell I've been doing until now? This won't bring my mom and dad back. So why would I? I didn't want this. If only I was stronger. Dark and green aura start gathering around Jin Suho. Someone says, is this guy really my descendant? I'm definitely not satisfied with this, but there's nothing I can do about it. Jin Suho get up and asks, where am I? Am I dead? Demon says, not yet. Jin Suho look at him and thinks, ancient clothes? Who are you? Demon says, seeing how insolent you are, I figure you've lost your mind too. You there? Don't you know me? Jin Suho says, just answer my question. Who are? Demon put his finger on his neck and said, I am a heavenly demon, and you are my one and only descendant. Jin Suho thinks, what? Heavenly demon, known to everyone who likes subculture. A character at the sky beyond the skies. Truly worthy of being called the strongest being. Of course, I thought of him as a fictional character that only exists in novels. That heavenly demon actually exists? And what do you mean you're my ancestor? Demon says, sure. It must be hard to believe. Seems that in your world, Mirim and I were passed down as myths. However, this is an unmistakable fact. I am your ancestor, and you are my direct descendant. Jin Suho asks him, did you read my thoughts? He replies, it's as simple as snapping my fingers for me. Jin Suho look at him and thinks, such evil aura. It's hard to believe this in the slightest, but no matter how much I think about it, this isn't the same as a spell or magic. Jin Suho asks him, "Why did you bring me here?" He replies, "I brought you here? Ridiculous. What's a lump of meat like you even worth? Know your place. The place of a trivial, pathetic creature. I am here to look for another demon, my only nemesis and a pain in the ass. The blood demon. If not for him, I wouldn't be in such a humiliating state. Even if I did disobey the providence, turning me into a spirit, of course, I'd be troubled. And even I'd had a hard time commanding this world and finding blood demon without a body." He suddenly remembers something and says, "That's right. That could work. You, as my descendant, you must have a somewhat useless body. So, pass it on to me." Jin Suho is terrified. Demon says, "Think of it as an honor that I am returning to this land with your lowly body." Jin Suho says, "What a joke. Why would I give my body to someone like you?" Demon releases his aura and angrily says, "How dare you forget your place? You don't have a choice." Demon thinks, "You dare resist my martial arts." Jin Suho thinks, "Such ominous and powerful energy, as if it's pushing its way through my hands. But for some reason, it doesn't feel threatening. I don't know what's happening, but seems like you're flustered since it's not going your way." Demon remembers something. "Promise me that you will never let harm come to those who share your blood. I'll protect you, no matter what." Demon asks him his name. He tells him, "Jmin Suho." Demon says, "You are arrogant, but I'll offer you the chance of a lifetime." Jin Suho says, "I don't need it, whatever it is." Demon says, "So, you lost your family, all because of your weakness. You must be repeating it endlessly. Would everyone have lived if only I were a bit stronger? I could have protected them, couldn't I? Alas, that's all in the past. You must know, too, that it's a naive thought, and that they will not return." Jin Suho angrily says, "Stop reading my thoughts as you wish. I'll kill you." Demon laughs and says, "That's right. Rage. Revenge." Pathetic lowlifes who can't surpass their human limits get swayed by those trashy emotions. And you were no different. So you tried, but soon realized it, that your limits are only so far. I'll get to the point. I can get you across your walls. I'll do you a favor and tell you. The method taught by this world's hunters aren't right for you as my descendant. You need martial arts. And the strongest one in Miram at that are my arts. Heavenly demon martial arts. Jin Suho says, "I can get stronger." Demon says, "That's right. As one of the greatest martial arts in Miram, even trash could become stronger. And for someone who shares my blood, it won't be that hard. So, it's better you obediently hand over your body." Jin Suho says, "I can get stronger? Even so, I won't hand over my body to you." Demon says, "You're thinking something else, yet you put up a great show. Foolish. Okay, then. I'll give you a trial." Jin Suho asks him, "A trial?" Demon says, "Get through this trial and I'll teach you my internal energy and cultivation techniques. But if you fail, I'll take over your body. This isn't a bad offer for you either. How about it?" Jin Suho thinks, "It's only right I refuse this offer. There's no telling what'll happen during the trial. The trial is a dungeon. But what if this is truly an opportunity? If this is the last chance being given to me, can I be sure I won't regret this? You'll keep your promise, right?" Demon replies, "This is a promise with my name at stake. Do you think I, who has transcended even death, would cherish internal energy that much?" He asks him, "What's the trial?" Demon says, "One step. Take one step away from your despair and stand before me." Jin Suho get teleported somewhere. He says, "Where the hell?" He is seeing his mom and his younger self. Mom says to the younger Suho, "You gotta hide here, okay? Other people will find you. So, just until then, get it?" Giant Suho is shocked and angry. This is the end of the video. Subscribe for the next part.